Money. Some have it, some don't. Some have mastered it. Most are still chasing it. Let this circle represent $1,000. This is what $10 million would look like. This is what $100 million would look like. And this is what $1 billion would look like. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, has a net worth of 117 times this number. And then there's you. What do you really think about money? Is this something you work for? Is it earned or is it inherited? Is it the root cause of all evil? Are you desperate to have more of it? Have you been chasing it? Most of your life, truth is, most of what you think about money has been influenced by your upbringing and environment. If you were born into a family that didn't have much money growing up, then you're more inclined to believe that. Pay very close attention now. Stop chasing money in a capitalist society. The rules of the game are as follows. You are paid in proportion to the perceived value that you have. And the people that perceive your value, they are the market, the consumers of the economy. The market is you, your friends, your family, your neighbors. There has to be a market for the basketball industry in the first place. People have to see the value in basketball in the first place for them to want to spend money on matches and merchandise. And if the market is a high demand for basketball, why? Because the market perceives the value of what the cleaner does to be far less than the accountant. As harsh as it may sound, the cleaner can be replaced by anybody. It isn't difficult to learn how to do his job, and therefore the market will not pay him more than the accountant. The guy who spent years studying numbers, the guy who has saved his clients thousands on their taxes. Two-dimensional equation that you've been taught. Money equals salary earned from a job. Past a certain point, the prospect of getting a job becomes the sole purpose of your education. So what's wrong with that, you ask? I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you want to make a lot of money in as short amount of time as possible. Let's say you were a math tutor that charged $100 per hour. Congratulations, you only made yourself another job disguised as a business. There's only a certain amount of lessons that you can feasibly do in one day, and therefore your income is time-bound. But if you created an online math class that ran 24/7 with lessons, you only had to create once. Now that is scalable. The psychology of money says nothing is free. The author talks about how investing in the stock market involves paying a price, losing money on poor investments. This means that investing is not easy or free, but it requires paying a price in terms of money and emotions. It is like a roller coaster ride that goes up and down sometimes, making us happy and sometimes making us sad. But we should not give up or get too excited because the ride is not over until we reach our destination. We should enjoy the ride and learn from the experience. The founder and CEO of Facebook, Zuckerberg, is one of the richest people in the world, but he has a different approach to money and investing than most people. He has not sold any of his Facebook shares since 2012. Even though he could diversify his portfolio and reduce his risk, he also does not spend much on luxury items or status symbols, but rather on philanthropy and innovation. He has pledged to give away 99 of his Facebook shares to charitable causes during his lifetime. Let's say you are planning to invest in the stock market. You've done your research and have a diversified portfolio, but you keep reading news headlines about how the market is going to crash. This negative news can be seductive and lead you to make fear-based decisions like selling off your investments or avoiding the stock market altogether. However, this knee-jerk reaction may not be the best for your long-term financial goals. Another example that emphasizes this chapter is starting a business. You may already know that starting a business can be a risky and difficult endeavor that can have many benefits such as creating value, solving problems, and generating income, but it also comes with many challenges, such as competition, regulation, and uncertainty. The thing is, you should not start a business just because you are optimistic or naive. You should start a business because you have a vision and a plan and you are willing to work hard and learn from your mistakes. The more money you have in circulation, the less it's worth. And that's a key point. For example, if massive inflation takes place and the average Joe has $1 million, but that $1 million only buys an apple, how much is $1 million actually worth over time is called inflation. And when inflation gets out of hand, money becomes worthless. Some recent examples of runaway inflation include Argentina, Zimbabwe, and Venezuela. In this animation, you can graphically see just how fast inflation can run away. You don't see it coming, and as the inflation rate goes up, people quickly lose faith in the currency, for example. Here, we can see some people in Venezuela using money to make handbags and to draw pictures on, because if simply isn't worth anything anymore, you can think of money as a measuring stick of value. A measuring stick that is highly elastic and can change depending on how much of it there is. For thousands of years, gold was the measuring stick of value. Gold was kind of like a physical anchor keeping the money supply in, checking governments responsible. In 1971, President Richard Nixon announced that the United States would no longer convert dollars to gold at a fixed value. Since that point, money, the measuring stick of value, has become elastic, since the US dollar backs all other currencies as a reserve currency. Nixon's decision changed the world in all of this. You might still notice that despite politicians supposedly not being able to influence money creation, it's happening anyway. This may cause problems, as we'll see later in the episode. So to recap, the government creates physical forms of money like notes and coins. Only about 3 to 8% of money is made this way. Sign Ridge is the income from that physical money. This income is both a benefit to the government, private banks, and debt-based money. The vast amount of money created today is owned by the private banking sector in most developed economies. About 97% of the entire money supply is created digitally by banks, and therefore most money in the world is privatized. Banks invented digital money when they managed to persuade lawmakers after many early bank runs. A bank run is an event where depositors try to get their money out all at once. But the banks don't have it from these events. Banks argued that they should be legally allowed to create more deposits than actually exist based upon debt. And this is how governments outsource to the creation of digital money. Don't hesitate to share this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.